Hey, this is Eric Lobel with lobelgolfservices.com coming at you with a video about database planning. Some other videos you may have seen, and I do talk about database planning, but I wanted to double back and cover some important things because database planning is really an important part of the whole database, and especially if you're sketching this out on the whiteboard or on just a big chief with a crayon and or pencil and paper, you're gonna want to consider these points, and this kind of narrows everything down. I mean, that's real simple. So, who these six questions: who, what, where, why, when, how. Okay, answer those questions and you'll have a good looking database and it'll answer your questions. We want to answer these questions for your database. Again, to reiterate, we want to answer these six questions when planning your database. So, who? Who is going to be the user? Who do we want to track? Or what do we want to track in our database? Where do we want this database to be stored? Okay, and you can find other other definitions for where, but I'm just thinking off the cuff. Where do you want this database stored? Do you want it to be stored in your desktop? Do you want multiple users to access it? Do we want us to have it from the website? Okay, if it's from the website, I wouldn't recommend you use Access. I'd recommend that you possibly use MySQL. Some other setups that I've used I've tried to use in years past. I've used Access on the web, and it does fail miserably. So I would recommend that you go with like a MySQL with a PHP front end. Sure, others would disagree, but that's what I would do. And so I would say store all your information make your prototype in Access just because it's quicker to set up. Then take your design and put it into the MySQL context and have PHP interact with it. But we're talking about Access, so if you want to store your data on just on a file on your desktop or on a network file server, go ahead and do that. How many people are you going to have accessing it? You can have one person access it, one user. You can have multiple users. I currently managing a database where around 30 people are accessing it on a network file server, and it's working great for them. So everybody seems to be happy with it, so it's great. And okay, so the answer to where do you want it? Why do you want it? Why do we need the database anyway? Why do we need to track things? If you want to be more granular with your information, you may want to take it out of SAP and put it into Access, and because of the granularity aspects of Access. When do you need this by? Do you need the reports right away? Do you need them intermittently? Do you need them like biannually? Do you need to submit a report once a year? Do you need to support reports monthly? Ask yourself questions like that, and how. Ask yourself a question to how we gonna go about entering data into the database. And that brings us to slide number 2, or picture number 2. My bug here. Okay, let me move my happy face out of here. Okay, answer these type of questions. What type of information do you want the database to track? Some of these correspond to those 6 questions that I I put in the previous image, but it's in a different format, so maybe some of y'all will catch on a little bit quicker, or a little bit better. So here, number one, here we have 3 questions. What input forms will be useful? What questions do you want ad hoc queries? And what reports do you need to produce consistently? And I don't have my light on, so you probably can't see my face. Okay. Oh, it looks a lot better. Things you forget. Okay, what type of information do you want the database to track? Job entry. We want a job entry form, okay, to enter new jobs. We may have a customer database and we want to track our customers, so we need a customer entry form. We have a job database where we want to enter job information. We may need an inventory tracking because we have an inventory database, inventory control database. What questions do you need to ask? Ad hoc queries. You know, these are not like things that you need formalized, but they're just questions that you need to ask. And so you need to set up your tables so you can ask questions. Again, each table should contain one piece of information. So anyway, back to this. Ad hoc queries, what tables you need to join together to produce these ad hoc queries. And you may want to make it easier just to have that little query builder, or it depends how much time you want to spend on it. But yeah, make a query builder where you can add tables and fields and produce your own queries and all that good stuff. And we put it into access context. And number 3, what reports do you need to produce consistently? Okay, so these are more formalized reports, so like wells by ocean. Again, these are not ad hoc queries. These are reports you need to produce on a consistent basis, bi-weekly or monthly or semi-annually or annually. Maybe every 5 years, whatever. But so we have wells by ocean. If we have a database concerning well tracking and hours per job, we have a certain job and how many hours per the job, and we want to say how many hours a person worked on a particular job, so we can pay them, because that's really important. You do a job, you get paid. Customers by county. So you have around the United States. I have one customer of mine who has customers around the United States, and they want to know, well, where are my customers by the county? So we can have a group report, where we have a group report that shows all the counties and then the customers in those counties. So you could do a call list, and you could say, okay, well, you call on these customers in this county, and here we have a list of phone numbers for those customers. So these are all the points you want to consider. There are probably other ones too that I left out. You can leave them in the comments below if I did. If not, hopefully this information was valuable. Subscribe to this channel, like the video, ask any questions that you may have in the comments below. If you want me to do this for you, save you some time, okay, contact me at Lobcom Services, leave a comment below, or message me. And thanks for your attention, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.